lights are out and you stumble in the dark. You kept pushing on, but then you went too far. When your ship has sailed and all your dreams are lost, everything is wrong, you feel like it's your fault. Just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just call me. Just call me. Just call me. Just call me. You're stronger now than you ever been. You gotta leave now, it's time to catch the wind. You will climb up high and look through the clouds. And when you're feeling low, I know you'll bounce back. Oh, and just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just call me. Just call me. Just call me. Just call me.
Welcome, everybody, once again to the Boughton Enterprises LLC ECR NextGen Cup Series and the Sunny Rose 220 at Auto Club as these drivers get ready to tackle this tough 2-mile D-shaped oval. We get set to settle in for some good action here. Mike Timoni up in the booth. Joined with me is Colin McDonough. Colin, man, how's it going?
Going great, Mike. Stoked to be at Auto Club. This is just one of those really, really fun tracks. You know, 4 wide racing. This track will be missed.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine what kind of racing action we might have been able to see on this racing surface if they would have got it figured out. But the drivers last week were at Legacy Atlanta, so had a little different feel on track. Tristan Bailey was able to bring home the win. He also right now is currently top of the board in points. Jordan Fisher and Dwayne Furtick not too far behind him as well. So see how that kind of pans out as we go along here. Looks like qualifying's just about wrapped up. These guys have been here a few times. Looks like 6 times since dating back to the 2022 season. Several different drivers have won. Tristan Bailey has a win here. John Osborne, Adam Boughton back there as well has one too. Stan Carnathan, I don't believe he's in the field anymore. So those are the guys that kind of seem to have a presence here when they come to Auto Club. What would your strategy be here if you're trying to make your way through the field if you had a bad qualifying run?
You know, it's funny. I've always approached this track as, you know, manage my tires, try to extend my fuel run the best I can. And it's always treated me pretty well to not get too aggressive at the start. But everybody drives, you know, has a different driving style. So you really never know what works best for whom. So at this particular track, I try to settle in, catch someone's draft to string me along, and just try to manage my tires and save fuel the best I can to extend my runs. Because you never know if you'll get a caution or when.
Yeah, definitely. Race rundown, we have 110 laps, 80% fuel. Fuel window is going to be somewhere between that 32 and 36 lap range. No fast repairs and 3 sets of tires lying in the pits. So that is where they're going to start right now. Looks like everybody's getting ready to get gridded up here. So as they do that, oh, Randy Meeks put in a heater in that last little bit.
Yeah, Randy Meeks the only driver to break the 38.9 barrier, putting down a 38.896.
Like we're just waiting for a couple of drivers, and then they'll roll off pit road, and we'll get this starting lineup set here. We're waiting on Jordan and Dwayne Furtick is yet to climb in their rides. All right, here they go, start to roll off. So we're going to go ahead and get the grid up here. Randy Meeks, Tristan Bailey going to start off in row number 1. Row 2, Adam Boughton and Tyler Burden. Row 3, Chris Evans and Ethan Brooks. Row 4, Michael Carter and Jonathan Dominics. Kent Mueller and Dwayne Furtick are going to roll off in row number 5. Row 6, Robert Roth and Doug Denise. Grant Applegate and Anthony Ludi make up row number 7. Starting 15th is Christopher Howell with Brian King just to his outside. Kane Lee and Alan Holtzman going to make up row number 9. Row 10, Jordan Fisher and John Osborne. Gary Nash and Michael York going to make up row number 11. Starting 23rd is Evan Marlowe, and Eric Maggette is going to start in P24. Row 13, Daytona 500 winner, Daytona 300 winner, Jamie Lee Dunning. Christopher Roth and Ryan McCall going to make up row 14. Row 15, Douglas King and Derek T. Fulton. And Pete Walsh is going to be starting shotgun on the field. Pace car should make that left-hand turn down pit lane. Randy Meeks with the button as he gets a little bit of a jump here before the restart zone. We are green flag racing in the Sunny Rose 220 from Auto Club. There's a problem in the back of the field. Like Douglas King had an issue as they get ready to go through turn 2 down the backstretch. Tristan Bailey takes over the lead. Randy Meeks down on the bottom side. And Douglas King is trying to catch up on the field here.
We're already seeing cars 3 wide, 4 wide. It's there's just so much space on this track, and with the progressive banking, you're gonna see people running everywhere.
Yeah, definitely going to try and get around there as Grant Applegate looks like he was trying to make a move there, just didn't quite have enough speed, fell back in line. P11 up 2 spots from where he started, 3 wide towards the back. You see him kind of bouncing around. Looks like that was Jordan Fisher going to the middle there, trying to make up a little ground. Goes right back down to the bottom side, 3 wide behind them. Looks like Denise back there with Howell. Fisher goes middle. Howell tries to follow him through in that middle lane. Like we're going to almost be 4 wide with Furtick, Ethan Brooks up there. Michael Carter pulls out, goes to the bottom side, going to try and get a pass on Dominics, and he will do just that.
Jamie Lee Dunning already up 6 spots. Jordan Fisher up 8 spots. And Tyler Burden, or sorry, Randy Meeks went purple last lap, 39.3. Oh, checking up and 1 and 2. Oh, 1 in the wall. Can't see who that is. Michael York, it looks like.
Yeah, Michael York. Let's go back and take a look here, see what happened with Douglas King on the initial start here. Towards the back of the field. Like he just doesn't get going, and just spins right in front of Pete Walsh. Pete Walsh gets that black flag for passing before the start-finish line. Nothing he could do there. And let's go back and take a look here at Michael York. Oh. Slid up.
Oh. Almost caught it. Man, these cars just snap so bad up to the wall when you try to correct them.
Yeah, let's see. Oh, it's up in front of him. Just nothing. Just slid up the track. 54. Jamie Lee Dunning. Have a few takers. Down pit lane, Dwayne Furtick, Brian King. Nice, Holtzman, Ludi, Marlowe, Nash, Kane Lee, Ryan McCall, Maggette, Like Christopher Roth is going to come down. Pete Walsh, Douglas King, Dunning, and York had to come in for repairs.
Yeah, that's not the kind of incident you want to see this early in the race.
Yeah, no, definitely not what you're looking for there. Black Bear Pizza sponsoring the caution flags. First caution of the night came out on lap number 5 there. Have a couple more laps here under caution. These caution laps will take a while as it is a 2-mile oval, so almost an additional minute per lap that you're under caution.
Yeah, Mike, this, with how exciting it is to race this particular track, it does not feel like it's 2 miles long.
No, you're going through pretty fast as far as that goes when you're actually racing. I mean, you're 39, 40-second laps. So, I mean, it does seem to click by pretty quick because you can maintain that speed. And then these caution laps just seem excruciating for you driving there. Like we're going to get stacked back up. Tristan Bailey goes down to the bottom. Randy Meeks up top. Spot positions from our initial start. Bailey has teammate Tyler Burden right behind him, so look for that bottom line to get going in a hurry here.
Looks like Jamie Lee Dunning given an EOL for that incident. So they'll be restarting their charge from the back. Speaking of charging from the back, Derek Fulton, big mover at the moment, up 14 spots.
14 spots in that number 12 machine. Last car that did not pit. Everybody looked like they pretty much took fuel only. A couple drivers elected to come down and get tires. Anthony Ludi and Christopher Roth. So that is going to be a detriment later. Pace car makes that left-hand turn down pit lane. Bailey has the field under his controls to get ready to hit that restart zone. And he is down and away about halfway through. Tyler Burden staying right with him. 1-2 as they head off into turn number 1. Randy Meeks a little slow on that high line. Allows Burden and Bailey to slide up in front of them. And behind them, they're spread out all over the place. Al going almost to the bottom, trying to get by. Looks like Jordan Fisher there. Just can't quite get the run in. Evans looks like he's fading back just a little bit. Boughton up to 5th after the restart. Applegate going down to the bottom, going to try and make that pass on the inside. Almost 3 wide behind them as Carter, Fisher, and Howell get close.
And no draft help on that bottom line, though. He's first car in the line, so down the straightaway, it's going to slow him down a little bit. Have to try to make that move again.
Yeah.
Three wide tight coming into 1. And further back in the field, things are spicy.
You got Kent Mueller, Osborne back
So
there.
Brian King has
Brian King up to 14th there. Still staying tight to that wall. Evans, Howell are pretty close there together. You have Evans, Stewart trying to make a pass here. Just can't quite do it as they line back up. But further back, you still have McCall, Mueller, and Osborne battling back and forth.
like Osborne just got around Fulton further back.
Osborne kind of on his own way, and there you can see just how wide that track is, as they use almost every lane as they're coming around. And Michael York still in the pits trying to get that number 5 fixed up. Did that hard nose into that outside wall.
Big John Osborne does not want to stop charging yet. Brian King and Robert Roth ahead. And they're, Brian King and Robert Roth battling one another. John Osborne's going to love to see that.
Yeah, they're staying pretty tight together there. Not really helping each other, but not exactly side by side either. They start to get side by side. That's going to allow John Osborne to roll right in and kind of take advantage. Dwayne Furtick going to the inside now of Ryan McCall, going to try and make a pass. I believe that's Stewart disappearing and coming back. Howell Evans trying to close in on Michael Carter. Kind of single filed out for the most part here. As they spread off going into the corner, Grant Applegate getting a little bit too much of a run. Almost got into...
Oh, no!
They almost got into Jonathan Dominic's. Jordan Fisher was just barely caught Applegate. Applegate now starting to free fall after catching it as they were headed down the front stretch.
Did a great job to collect that car and not come back onto the racing surface.
Yeah, Jordan Fisher slowed up just enough to allow that car to kind of get right. This cost him a little bit of time on track. Don't think there was too much damage as they kind of just hung side by side. Up front, it's still Bailey and Burden kind of spread out as they go through the corners, tuck right up together as they come down the stretch. Randy Meeks has that 20 hanging around inside the top
Stewart
5.
has found his way into the top 10.
Biggest mover so far in the race, Evan Stewart, that you mentioned, up 17 spots. Derek Fulton up 14. Jordan Fisher up 14. McCall up 11. All double-digit movers from the jump. Looked like Holtzman was trying to make a pass there, just not quite able to get enough speed. Applegate has that 57 machine righted and headed in the right direction as he is now in front of Brian King and John Osborne.
jinx it, but everyone's looking pretty well behaved right now. Now, things seem to settle in a little bit for the time being.
Yeah, definitely looks like everybody's kind of found where they want to be for now. Log some laps. It is a long race. We still have maybe 90 laps to go. Looks like Holtzman almost up towards that wall. Dunning also went almost wall riding.
Got my eye on John Osborne at the moment. Looks like he's still trying to push forward right now.
Go back, take a look at Osborne. Osborne has been moving steadily forward, just can't quite get by. Brian King looks like he's kind of been hanging out right with him as around goes.
Oh, no.
Ethan Brooks.
Oh, wow. Man, the rest of the field did a great job to avoid that.
Take a look here from the chopper cam real quick, see what we can see. All the way at the bottom, goes clear up to the wall. Bounces off the wall. Wow.
It's one of those times when the car gets tight and it just keeps pushing up the track.
On board here with Brooks.
Yeah, even out of the throttle, trying to get it slowed down, it just keeps moving out towards the wall. Fortunately for both drivers involved, it doesn't look like there was too heavy of an impact for anyone. So, hopefully they don't have significant repair times and can get back in the field quickly without going a lap down.
Yeah, I would say the two drivers that actually spun, probably not too much damage, but the one that kind of got checked into the wall might have more damage than those two.
Yeah, that's entirely possible.
Three drivers staying out on track. Like everybody else came down. So we're going to complete lap 23 here. Probably go back green on lap 24. Boughton, Mueller, Nash all stayed out. Gary Nash did come in on lap 6. Looks like he probably changed 2 tires. Spent 11 seconds in his box, so see what happens there. Looks like everybody else came down and did get 4 tires and fuel. Everybody about 15 seconds in their box.
sure there are a lot of drivers out there that are going to be very excited to be on fresh tires.
Yeah, I mean, granted, it's only been 20 laps, but sometimes you're a little rough on them at the start of the races here.
Yeah, I think Derek Fulton might be particularly excited, being up 20 plus positions to be on a fresh set of tires just outside the top 5. Ooh, unless that was a 2-tire stop.
Looks like that was 2-tire stop. Got some track position.
Yeah, I think that was a 2-tire stop for Derek Fulton. But some of the time you opt for 2 if you're trying to get the car to, loosen up a little bit. Maybe you want to.
Yeah, I don't know. The way everybody was kind of sliding up the track as they were exiting the corners, I think I'd take 4 and try and be on the same strategy here. But you never know what happens. Maybe you want that extra set for the end of the race. Pace car is in. We are green flag racing once again here at the Sunny Rose 220 from Auto Club. Boughton with a huge run into turn 1. Got out there and got away. Bailey goes high, Burton goes low. And Gary Nash kind of splits the middle there as Kent Mueller is headed in the wrong direction. Evan Marlowe making up some ground here in that 21 machine, up 4 spots, 5 spots now as he just takes 18th. As he's working that high line, gets right behind Furtick, and he's going to push his way through here. Oh, Fulton around in the middle.
Big trouble.
Derek Fulton. We stay green
for the time being. I guess since everyone stayed moving in the right direction, the officials did not think it was necessary to throw the caution.
I'll say everybody...
Gary Nash goes personal best at the front of the field, 39.48.
God, that 88 machine just took off, up 20 spots. Derek Fulton came down pit lane. Looks like he got a black flag for too fast entering, so he'll be in the pits for quite a while here as they get set to go. Tristan Bailey going to start to look for the lead as he slides down in front of the 94. Tyler Burton looking to get back there as well. Side by side they go, Nash and Bailey, as they come through the start-finish line. Nash still in front by just a hair.
Yeah, Nash is holding real strong for having 15-lap older tires.
Yeah, Nash still is running pretty well up here in P2, hanging right with the leaders, running similar lap times for the moment here. Tristan Bailey goes down to the bottom. Burton's going to follow him down there. Jonathan Dominic's looking to the inside of Adam Boughton here as they come through the start-finish line. Jordan Fisher up 13 spots, running P6 down on the bottom side. Jumps to the high line, slides right in front of Kent Mueller. Mueller almost had to check up, but perfect timing there by Jordan Fisher. Osborne still on the move. Like you said, he has not slowed down yet. He is running up 11 spots just inside the top 10, running P9.
Ryan McCall up 17 spots, sitting just outside the top 10.
Michael Carter trying to close in on Osborne, following him through. I think they're both going to try and get by Kent Mueller. Mueller staying on the high line. Started on the front row of this restart, but has been going backwards ever since here.
Like, I don't know how Gary Nash is doing it, but he's holding pace with these guys up at the front.
Well, he's holding pace.
Awesome drive from Gary Nash.
Yeah, he's holding pace, and he's not running the typical line we're seeing the leaders run. He's staying up there. Basically, if you look at it, it's almost the fourth piece of concrete groove, and he's just staying up there running around, and he's running similar lap times, and I've got to think that he's probably not wearing his tires quite as much. So if he was doing that after he got tires, well, that's the reason why he's still hanging on here with these guys with fresher tires. And coming here, 10 laps? The tires have had to have equalized by now. So Gary Nash, heck of a drive, heck of a call there by his crew chief to get him up inside the top 5.
Yeah, he's about a tenth slower a lap, roughly. But really just minding his line. Driving really predictable as far as everybody else around him goes.
Yeah, staying right.
This is the line I'm gonna run. You guys figure out how to get around me.
Yeah, exactly. Jordan Fisher drives down to the bottom. Jonathan Dominics gets in front of him. And Gary Nash back to P5, but I mean, still heck of a call there. Looking back through the field, Evan Stewart and Ethan Brooks both had issues with the 12 of Fulton after he did not get tires and kind of wound up sideways in front of the field there, but everybody kept going. So the caution didn't come out, and they are almost 5 seconds back of the 16 of Douglas King and the rest of the field here. Ryan McCall trying to close in on that back bumper of the 31 machine of Brian King.
I think it was Evan Stewart who was driving a phenomenal race early on. That was got involved in that incident earlier on that the caution didn't come out for. I think Stewart ended up finding the wall in the right front of his car.
Yeah, that's one of the worst problems is if you wind up, getting damage, losing track position, but you keep going in the right direction, that caution flag's not going to come out, and you're going to be sitting there trying to battle back the whole rest of the time until you get that caution flag, and it brings the field back together again. Ryan McCall now moving up into the top 10, up 18 spots. Oh, Evan Stewart around.
Oh, and there's a caution, though. Man.
Not sure what happened here to Evan, but pretty much all by himself.
Saw one on the front straightaway.
Oh.
Yeah, I think that that right front damage that Stewart already had was probably causing the car to drive in an unpredictable manner.
Let's see what's going on here with Alan Holtzman. Well, Holtzman it looks like Holtzman's what's actually brought out the flag there. We can get a different
I think you're
view
correct,
there.
yeah. Yeah, Holtzman's incident happened quite a bit after Evan Stewart.
Holtzman just bounced off that outside wall and went right in front of, looked like Grant Applegate there. Grant really didn't have anywhere he could go. Looks like Chris Evans had an issue here too. Let's see. Maybe he just stopped on track. We'll take a quick look here.
Oh, oops.
I've had that happen before. Get running a little bit
I was gonna
too
say,
fast.
hey, you know we've all done it.
Everybody's yelling at you to catch the pace car, and then all of a sudden there's the rest of the field. Have to slow down just a little bit there. No harm, no foul there for that
You're
one
trying,
machine.
you're trying to check through your black boxes to make sure your pit strategy is correct, and suddenly the field's right in front of you.
Yeah, definitely, especially after you hear Derek Fulton on the radio saying, "Yeah, I didn't get those tires changed."
So, Mike, what are we thinking for Gary Nash? Up 10 spots, up 9 spots, and on a fresh set of tires.
I think he'll probably maintain. He might make a couple positions, but he seems to be driving about the average lap time of everybody around him. So I would assume he's going to at least stay where he's at, especially with everybody else coming down and getting those tires. So we'll see what happens here. He does have a couple drivers in front of him that didn't take tires. And that's going to be the 51 of Dwayne Furtick, and it looks like John Osborne also didn't take tires. He just took fuel. They both were under 8 seconds in their box. I mean, the first 4 drivers.
Do you
are
think
on old
that's
tires,
the
man.
fuel only, or is that 2?
I would assume that it's fuel only.
I'm
I think with 2, you're probably closer to 10 seconds, if I'm not mistaken.
You might be right. I'm gonna go back and take a peek.
There you go. As they get set to take off once again. I want to thank everybody for tuning in and all of the sponsors here. Doug Denise and Anthony Ludi are going to lead them to the green flag. Not only is Doug a driver here in this league, he also does some design work. If you need anything done, go ahead and check him out at Denise Designs.
Yeah, Mike can confirm those are fuel only stops for Dwayne Furtick and John Osborne.
Yeah, so now we know. Pace car is in. Ludi with the button in that high lane. Wayne Furtick just behind him. We are down and away. Green flag back here at Auto Club. Looks like Ludi went up to the high line, almost clear up to the wall. Osborne got a little bump there from Bailey as they head off into turn number 1. Looks like Osborne has a little blinking issue there as he was there and gone. Whoa, Jordan Fisher. Wow, from the
Eyes
outside.
down to the low line.
From the outside to the basement in a hurry. It's right behind Dominic's as they try and make their way by Bailey there. Fisher goes back out to the wall, gets behind Bailey. If he's going to be able to, won't be able to drive it down as deep as he was before. As Tyler Burden's right on his door. going to cost Fisher some time there.
It's so easy at this track to get yourself stuck on a line you don't want to be on among the field and just fall backwards in a hurry.
Yeah, as you see there, Fisher backed up, went down to the bottom right where he was running and was able to get by Tyler Burton. Burton goes back to the inside now. Going to try and keep Fisher up on that high line, but not quite enough speed there as Fisher goes down to the bottom. All the games of cat and mouse are being played out right now. Almost 3 wide in front of them as Dwayne Furtick and Brian King almost start to tangle a little bit. Kristen Bailey trying to get back inside the top 5. Door to door with Furtick, 3 wide. Jordan Fisher and Jonathan Dominic's just behind them. Four, 5 wide.
There's just so much room for activities on this track, Mike.
Yeah, it's crazy how many different lines you can see, and it's really not that any of them are really any faster depending on how you drive. Ryan McCall into the wall. Causes Gary Nash to do a little evasive actions there as he goes by. I mean, if you can set your car up right, you can almost make any one of them the fastest line on the track.
That's about right. You know, the draft definitely plays a big factor at this track. You know, finding the right air on corner exit, or even on corner entry, just to get the car rotated better to not be in dirty air. You know, it really is important to figure out the cars ahead of you and what they're trying to do.
Yeah, for everybody that complains about this car and the dirty air and not being able to pass, we've seen quite a few passes here. Usually, though, it's from you're going clear from the high line down to the bottom and getting away from everybody around you to get that pass done.
Yeah, or you're playing defense. You know, like we saw from Gary Nash earlier, just running the top line and making people maybe run a line that they don't particularly feel comfortable running, and they can't necessarily get the pass done.
Yeah, definitely seems that is the way to go here. Osborne up to second now as he's been able to make that high line work. Anthony Ludi, not a driver we're used to seeing out front, but he is out front and he's starting to pull away just a little bit here from Osborne. Like Ryan McCall caught a little bit of a hiccup there as he is going back in a hurry, back all the way to P10 at the moment. Osborne pulls out, going to go to the bottom. Pass for the lead here. Anthony Ludi stuck in the high line. And Osborne's going to complete the pass. Come out of turn 4. New leader is John Osborne. And Anthony Ludi is going to be under attack in a hurry here from the 45 and 39. But he has stuck his nose right to that bumper of Osborne and is getting drug along here. Has a head off into turn number 1. Osborne stays high. Dominic's in the middle. Going to try and split him for the lead. Not quite enough speed as he slides in behind Osborne.
Don't sleep on Brian King. He's been fast these last few laps.
He is hanging right there as well. Oh, Tristan Bailey and Fisher get together.
That could have been bad.
Tristan Bailey
Like
trying to
Fisher
split.
saw the move and tried to get down there a little bit too late.
Yeah, late block there by Fisher. Bailey trying to gather it back in and make this run towards the front. Fisher slides off, cuts his nose off again. Bailey crosses him over, goes down to the bottom. Bailey and Fisher back and forth. Brian King stuck up in the high line, not really wanting to be anywhere near these two drivers as they go back and forth trading paint.
You know, Brian King's spotter is just saying, keep it on the wall, keep it on the wall, keep it away from them.
Yeah, stay away. Don't try that. Fisher slides up in front of
Don't
King.
engage.
Wow. Millimeter precision there from Jordan Fisher.
Brian King had really good pace and was charging to the front, and I think that battle between Fisher and Bailey might have made him change his mind a little bit about how far forward he really wants to go right now.
Yeah, it looks like he kind of slowed up just a little bit here, but it's not going to get any easier as Tyler Burden's right on his rear bumper as well. I'm assuming it's Jordan's mom in the YouTube chat. I told him to drive fast and take chances, and then after that she said, I take back the take chances part, so.
Take slightly fewer chances, maybe.
Was up 15 spots. Osborne's up 15. McCall's up 16, so a lot of big movers now throughout the race. And then you go back.
You know what's funny about this battle going on is Anthony Ludi, he's still up there in a podium spot at the moment.
Yeah, he's running P2 right now. He's just kind of hanging out like, okay.
And his tires are from lap 21.
He's still hanging out there, and he's still battling, too. Fisher and Bailey almost got together again. Osborne goes down to the inside, going to try and get by Fisher.
Whoa! Big check to Fisher.
Whoa, whoa.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
A little bit late throwing the yellow, and looked like Jamie Lee Dunning got a huge piece of that.
Yeah, it looked like...
Yeah, looks like three cars meatballed now. And Gary Nash. Gary Nash had such a good race going, and he's got a meatball now.
Well, let's take a look, see what happened here. Oh. Didn't... No, I'm not seeing... Get another look here. No, it's not gonna be a good view. Had to set too low in that car.
Looks like the car got unsettled coming back up from the apron.
Look. Looks like it just kind
Maybe
of
we can ride on board and see the hands working, trying to keep that car on the bottom. It's hard to tell with how much offset they have.
Yeah. Let's take a look at Dunning on board here. Didn't even see Fisher there.
Oh, had no idea.
And that's the problem when you go down to the apron, though. But yeah.
Yeah, and you know, Fisher was a little bit off pace, and I think somebody didn't want to get into the back of them, so you go to the apron just to make sure you don't make contact. But even still, that has its own consequences. So Gary Nash, Eric Majette, and Jamie Lee Dunning all meatball flags from that incident. And Mike, kudos to Gary Nash, man. He was driving a great race.
Yeah.
So, just one of those things, man.
Definitely have to see what the review panel decides next week. Looks like Michael York is still in his car trying to get it fixed. If he can get it fixed and get back out on track, he might be able to make up a couple positions here. Only halfway through the race right now.
Yeah, Michael York's been on pit road since lap 3, was it?
Yeah, he's been there for quite a while.
Yeah, going on 45 minutes at the moment. But hey, if he can get back out there and turn some laps, you never know. Every point counts at the end of the season, right?
Yeah, exactly. And just have to make it to the chase. So.
And even just making sure you turn that 10% of the laps to make sure you get those points for starting.
Yeah. Pace car is in. Mueller on the bottom side. Green flag is out. Looks like Mueller spun the tires.
Yeah, Mueller did not get going. Not sure if he spun the tires or if he was over-geared.
Yeah, that could be too. Only 2 drivers stayed out there. Everybody else came down pit lane at least for 2 tires, it looks like. Burdick going to go to the high side, try and get by Mueller. Boughton just checked out here. Tried to get away as far as he could. Burdick, though, able to get by Mueller, and now is closing that gap. Tristan Bailey goes from the high side to the low side, going to try and get a run here. Jonathan Dominick's staying right with him there. Osborne and Ludi follow suit.
Yeah, Adam Boughton might have gotten out to an early lead, but all these cars behind have a ton of pace. Looks like Dwayne Furtick that last lap real quick, as was Tristan Bailey.
Burdick trying to close in here. Osborne having a little issue there. Starts to single file out once again. Osborne pulls out of line, goes down to the bottom, going to try and make a pass on Dominic's. Might even be able to get to Mueller, not quite. That high line definitely has a better drive coming off the corner.
No doubt about it. You can carry a lot more speed through the high line on exit. That's the thing. If somebody's going to make a pass on the low line, they got to make sure that they get the pass done before corner exit, because otherwise that high line's coming back around.
Yeah, it definitely looks like that. As Bailey goes to the bottom, it'll be almost 3 wide for the lead. Bailey, Furtick, and Boughton here. Caution is out.
Oh, one around and in the wall back in turn one.
Not sure.
Not quite sure who that was.
We'll take a look.
It's like Evan Marlowe involved.
Oh, there you go.
It's like, yeah, Evan Marlowe and Robert Roth. Don't think anybody else got involved.
It kind of looked like the 21 was kind of coming down on Roth there.
Yeah, that might have just been one of those moments when you turn in for the corner, not really realizing that the car beneath isn't going to turn in at the same time as you.
Yeah, it's one of those. Maybe.
I can't quite tell. One thing I don't love about these cars is the moment you make contact, they can kind of get stuck together. Like, you can't quite, rubbing is racing, right? But some of the time, the cars get hooked on one another. Just slight contact on iRacing will create a real problem.
Yeah, we've seen that happen before. I mean, especially with netcode, you don't really touch each other, but all of a sudden you're stuck together and you just kind of ride the wall.
Yep.
I would think that Michael York is getting close to the area where he can come back out on track. He's been in his box for over 50 minutes, so as long as it hasn't told him that he's completely done, he should be able to come back momentarily.
I say, if one of these cars has been on pit road for that long, I begin to question whether or not it can be repaired.
Lights are still on the pace car. Well, if what we heard on a fuel run is correct, it is getting close to the you can make it window. Now, I don't know that you want to go that far on tires, but
hey, if you manage the tires, I think you can definitely do it. I wonder if we'll see anybody gamble and try to fuel save. It's hard to do it at this track, but it can be done.
Kent Mueller stayed out again. I don't know if I would have done that if I was Kent there, but I think everybody else on that strategy came down pit lane, so
I think Kent Mueller thinks we're gonna have another caution.
you'd have to think that because he last pitted on lap 36, so he can probably go another 10 laps, maybe a little more, maybe. Pace car is in. Mueller with the button on that high side. Much better restart this time for Kent Mueller. Has a little help on the high side from Applegate. Bailey and Furtick ditch the bottom and go straight to the high line. Ooh, Applegate hard into that outside wall. And it looks like Howell also went hard into the outside wall. Bailey going to try and look for the lead here coming out of 4. I don't think he's going to have the speed yet. He's back to 3rd now. Applegate right on the rear bumper, going to make that left turn and try and make the pass on Mueller. Mueller, though, staying in that high line, going to have the momentum as he comes off of turn 2. Applegate almost into that outside wall again.
Well, it runs you, risks you run with trying to run the wall is, you get on it just a little bit and it sucks the speed right out of you.
Applegate slides in front of Bailey. Bailey goes up to the high line, gets behind Mueller. Almost 3 wide back behind them. Furtick, Dominics, and Ludi. And Osborne's starting to make his way back towards the front. Had several lap leaders today. Bailey has led the most at 30. Boughton back there at 13. Ludi led 9. Mueller, Dominics, Osborne, Nash, and Meeks all led today.
And Kent Mueller's got really good pace right now for not being one of those cars to take a pit stop that last time around.
Well, it's the same thing that happened with Nash. Nash just kind of found a way to stay up there. I don't know if it's just he was that much more comfortable with the car and was able to maintain that speed or what happened here, but Kent Mueller, even on older tires, is hanging out up front. Getting a little help there from Bailey as Bailey tucks in tight with that number 8.
Yeah, and this isn't the smoothest track. It's kind of bumpy, but it's not too harsh on tires. It's not like old Atlanta like we saw last week where it really shreds the tires up.
Applegate going to try and get by this time. Bailey goes high to bottom, and he's going to try and take the lead.
Yeah, expected to see a move from Bailey at some point.
He's going to have to get up, though.
Over a tenth quicker than the cars ahead.
Yeah, he got up, but he got loose in that rear end as he was trying to get everything he could out of that 9 car. Got a little loose, and that's going to allow Grant Applegate to drive away here as Bailey has to gather it back in. Jonathan Dominic's trying to take advantage here. Side by side for P2. Not quite enough speed there for Dominic's as Bailey has got that 9 machine pointed in the right direction again. Burdick turned down right on that white line and was able to make the pass on Mueller there.
I'm beginning to wonder if Mueller knew that they'd have to make another stop on that last caution and chose to stay out, knowing full well he's got to make a green flag pit stop here.
I mean, if everybody else has to make...
Also knowing that everyone else does, too.
Yeah, if everyone else has to make a green flag pit stop, he's going to be the first one down. So he should set himself up fairly well, but if a caution comes out, he'll just maintain his track position. So it's not really a bad thing unless he has to make a green flag stop here in the next couple laps, and then a caution comes out after that.
Caution comes out.
I mean, that's worst case scenario.
Yep. Yeah, we got plenty of time left in this race. Anything is possible.
Yeah, definitely. As these guys have single filed out a little bit, we'll step aside, take our 1 commercial break, and we'll be back to more racing right after this.
Racing Setups is the longest running setup shop on iRacing. Our monthly subscription options start as low as $20 a month. We offer setups for dirt oval, asphalt oval, and road racing, covering a wide range of cars and skill levels. Built and tested by top-tier sim racers, this isn't just a business, it's a community of competitive drivers. If If you want to better your iRacing experience, head over to PremierRacingSetups.com today. And remember, if you don't get one, you're going to chase one.
All right, welcome back, everybody. As we come back, just heard over the radio that Kent Mueller is finally going to be making his pit stop. So if he did know that everybody's going to have to make a pit stop, he has definitely timed it just about right, as we are at 31 laps to go here in the Sunny Rose 220 from Auto Club.
Looks like Doug Denise went down there with him.
And then Bailey and Dominic's battling back and forth. Furtick closing in as well. One of Howell is closing in on McCall and Carter. Carter up on the high line.
Mueller's coming back on track right now, along with Doug Denise.
And Derek Fulton. He is first car a lap down, so not in a terrible position right at the moment. After having that issue in the pits, not getting those fresh tires.
Like Burden and Osborne going back and forth with one another. Osborne tries to push forward to get to Chris Evans.
And Tyler Burton trying to battle his way back through the field.
Yeah, a lot of pressure from McCall.
Yeah, Ryan McCall up 19 spots, running a great race here. He's trying to work his way inside, or stay inside the top 10. Abacut still is just driving away from the field right now. out to over a second lead for the iRacing 57 machine. iRacing not having a good day. As we saw Jordan Fisher get kind of hip checked out of the race. Evan Stewart also wound up getting out of the race as well early on. I believe lap 34 is all. But he's the only one on track running right now. No friends on the track as he is up 12 spots, but has that 57 on rails at the moment.
The back looks like Kane Lee and Brian King close to one another on track.
3 and 4 wide. As far as the racing groups still making their way around.
Ooh,
57 coming down.
And Grant Applegate blinks. He comes down pit road.
It's one of those things that if you were to get a caution, great, it'd be perfect timing, but how long do you wait and hope that a caution comes out?
Yeah, you're gambling. Yeah, it could go green the whole rest of the way. Dwayne Furtick, John Osborne, they come down.
They had enough. 24 laps to go right now. Dominic Bailey starting to battle for the lead. Chris Evans, first time inside the top 5, has that 00 machine working his way towards the front. You see Grant Applegate come out of the pits, so just barely a lap down for that 57 machine. Add another leader to the mix here.
Chris Evans coming down pit road. Uh-oh.
And the problem with green flag pit stops.
Oh, no. And it looks like Kane Lee was coming down pit road and it checked up the field.
So here we go as they come in towards the pits. That looks fine for him, but
I think Ludi was the car that ended up going around.
take another look here. Oh,
Sorry, it's Chris Evans coming down pit road.
yeah, Chris Evans came down pit road, but
It looks like Ryan McCall was trying to make sure he didn't run over
oh,
Tyler Burden, so he went to the left-hand side.
That 06 didn't really. And everybody comes down pit lane, so you can see him try to avoid, slides up, barely touches. Oh, gets a little touch there from the pile behind him there. And McCall tries to shoot the gap as he had momentum. And that is just going to basically throw a wrench in everybody's plans here.
It looks like Anthony Ludi. Oh, maybe not. I thought Anthony Ludi got caught speeding.
He did. And Ryan McCall and Anthony Ludi spinning through the infield brought out that caution. So Osborne looks like he's going to stay out and take the wave around. The 94 machine of Adam Boughton is going to be on the lead. Last came down and pitted on lap 63.
Yeah, I don't know about that, Mike. That seems risky. Unless Adam's been doing a great job saving fuel.
Well, he's been running at the very back of the pack. I mean, if he's been running at the back of the pack, saving fuel, maybe he saved enough with the cautions, and he has enough fuel to make it to the end. But I've got to think that the driver just behind him, and Dwayne Furtick, and Jonathan Dominics, who came down, are going to be a little faster here. Osborne should be getting the wave around this time by.
Dwayne Furtick's been fast all race.
That should get the wave around this time. Lights should come off.
And coming to this restart, Pete Walsh is up 18 spots. Christopher Roth and Douglas King are up 15. Ryan McCall up 12. Evan Marlowe up 13. Christopher Howell up 10. Kane Lee up 10.
Yeah, so 6 cautions tonight. Only for 18 laps. 7 lead changes. Like everybody's questioning the lineup for a moment. These cars should make that left-hand turn. We'll be set to go close out this race from Auto Club. Furtick on the high side, Boughton on the low side. Green flag is out. Furtick didn't quite get going the way he has previous, and that's going to allow that bottom line to prevail. He is driving away. Oh, bouncing off the wall, and that's going to be the...
Oh, trouble in the back.
Oh, that's a 62.
Oh, man.
Caution is out for the 7th time tonight.
That's a tough break for Christopher Roth. of our big movers.
Oh, just drifted up just a little too far. Just slides up. Looks like he almost just barely.
Yeah, we talked about netcode earlier and how these cars kind of get stuck together. That's one where, yeah, maybe outside of the simulator, you actually get away with that one.
Yeah, it just slid up just a little bit too far and barely touched Roth there and sent him around. Derek Fulton going to get the wave around here as he will get back on the lead lap. Flutie, Osborne, and Roth all come down pit lane. With all of these caution laps, I'm going to say that the leader right now must have known something. Last came in on lap 63.
You think he's got it, don't you, Mike? You think he's got the fuel?
I mean, the fuel window is, what, 36 laps? He's getting close to, right now, 30. So if he extended that with a couple cautions, but this is our third caution since lap 63. So, I mean, I don't know that he can make it 110, but maybe. It'll be close.
We're gonna find out what. It'll be interesting, man. It's definitely been. If we've had 3 cautions since then, 3 laps under caution, you're saving, call it 2 laps per caution.
I mean, it's gonna be close.
It'll be close.
I mean, but the way he sits right now, he kind of has made his bed. I mean, if he were to come down pit lane, he would have came down that time. He would have been coming out 16th, 17th. So, I mean, take the chance, try and win the race now and see what happens. Boughton, Dominic, Furtick, Howell, Bailey, Burton are the top 6.
Pete Walsh, still your big mover at the moment, up 20 spots, just outside the top 10.
And Pete Walsh had a heck of a start. Car spinning right in front of him on the initial restart. Or initial start of the race, I guess, not restart even. Pace car is in. Be ready to hit that restart zone. Green flag is out. Both sides with a decent restart.
Adam Boughton with the advantage.
He just started to drive away. Furtick stuck 3 wide in the middle. Almost 4 wide. Bailey trying to take advantage, side by side, bumping, banging. Still bumping, banging, sends Furtick back across the track. And that's going to wreck half the field.
Take a lot of cars with it. Oh, Ludi's involved.
Mueller, Applegate, Osborne. Wow.
It's like Douglas King, meatball. Kane Lee, meatball. Anthony Ludi, meatball. Michael Carter, meatball. Eric Fulton speeding on pit road, maybe.
Little bump, little bump. Verdict comes down, bumps.
Bigger bump. Man.
And we just bump a little bit, and then just back across the field.
That's a big wreck, man.
Oh, just barely. Osborne tried to get out of it.
So many cars ended up in that. Evans, Applegate, McCall, all down pit road. Marlowe, Fulton,
Carter. Ruby still have flag.
Kent Mueller.
Flags. Man.
Yeah, it seemed like everybody was involved in that.
About half the field.
Evan Marlowe looks like. Evan Marlowe might have just gotten a wag of the finger by the officials coming onto pit road.
Yeah. Passing under yellow. Michael York looks like his meatball flag is gone, so he wanted to. I guess he could. He could try and come out. Don't have enough laps for him to make up a position, though, so. Still has not come down pit road. Going to be 10 laps to go when we take the green flag. I mean, he kind of made his bed, so.
Like, correct me if I'm wrong. These drivers get lane choice, correct?
Leader gets lane choice. I do believe.
Leader gets lane choice.
I do believe it's leader only.
Mike, don't look now, but Pete Walsh, he's up 24 spots. He's in the top 10.
Yeah, Christopher Roth up 18, Ryan McCall up 17. I mean, granted, a lot of it has to do with half the field being.
Yeah, you know what, Mike? We don't need to get into the details when we're celebrating these drivers.
I mean, he has great accident avoidance.
There you go. That's the way to do it.
Pace car is in. Boughton drives away. And Boughton and Bailey have found each other again.
Getting a great launch every time.
Yeah, you wouldn't have known it by the way he started this race and kind of hanging out at the back, just kind of minding his time here. But he is out, and he is driving away already out to 0.3 of a second. Boughton, Bailey trying to work that high line a little bit. Jonathan Dominic's cutting the corner, staying down low. Christopher Howe up into 5th, trying to get a top 5 this season. I mean, Adam has had to have been saving fuel. That's the only way to explain his huge run here with last pitting on lap 63.
No doubt about that.
He is under pressure there from the 06 of Tyler Boughton down to the bottom. Going to try and make the pass as they come through the front stretch.
Yeah, awesome strategy call by Adam Boughton to stay out and save fuel, but I just don't know that he's going to have the tires to hold off these cars behind.
I mean, it's still, I will say, unless he runs out of fuel, it's still probably going to be a net positive from where he would have been at. I mean, if he doesn't make this call last time, he probably is in the middle of that wreck. So, I mean,
yeah, no question about it. I mean, that was from what, the 10th spot back.
Yeah.
Seemed to get collected in that. But now what's nice is he got a drafting buddy. If he had to save more fuel, now he gets to.
He's trying to stay right with Tyler Boughton there. Boughton keeps running 3 or 4 lanes up. Dominic stays down on the bottom. And Boughton stays up on the high line.
Now we're getting to that point where Boughton's trying to break that draft. He doesn't want to give any help to the cars behind. He wants to try to scurry away.
Yeah, he's trying to keep them side by side a little bit, playing musical lanes there. And with that going on, that allowed Tristan Bailey and that 9 machine to start closing in, as well as Grant Applegate. Applegate was involved in that accident, and he is inside the top 5 now, up 8 spots. Now Boughton goes clear down almost to the white line as they come by the start-finish line, then back out to the wall before they hit turn 1, and then drives it in 2 or 3 lanes up. He's putting a gap on the field now by almost half a second, but he is kind of allowing Jonathan Dominics to draft up right next to Adam Boughton there.
Going to 5 laps to go, Mike. Who do you like?
I'm going to say the leader. Seems like it's been kind of hard to pass the leader at the moment, so Tyler Boughton has that track position. With 5 to go, I think it's going to be tough, especially with these drivers back behind him all battling side by side. They did close in, though. They dropped about a quarter second.
I think Tristan Bailey is on a charge.
Yeah, Tristan Bailey trying to get back up front. He has led the most laps at 30 at the moment. Still hanging on, 4 to go. As Boughton turns down to break that draft a little bit, but he still wants to get high in the corner entry so he can drive it and kind of have a better run coming off. He'll do just that. 3 to go this time by. Clips the apron.
Applegate ran the high line trying to get around Tristan Bailey.
Applegate got by. Bailey's going the wrong way. Applegate keeping his foot in it, keeping it about a lane off the wall. He has to drive down deeper as Adam Boughton's up there on the high line as well. Boughton breaks the draft, goes down 3 lanes in the middle.
The fence in 3 and 4.
Applegate is staying right up against that wall. Tyler Boughton
Mike with 2 to go. I don't know. Applegate looks like he figured something out.
Now, Applegate is lightning quick. He's the only driver under 40 the last couple laps, but I don't know that it's going to be enough to catch Tyler Boughton. Tyler Boughton breaks that draft, does a little Indy wiggle as they come down the backstretch. Didn't do it this time as he thinks he has enough space between himself and Dominic's here. Applegate almost into that wall again. Dominic's trying to stay up there with him. Applegate pulls down, goes to the inside, going to try and get by. 1 lap to go. White flag is out. Tyler Boughton up on the high line. Going to have to hold off Grant Applegate as they come through 1 and 2. Applegate stays high. Boughton down low. See what happens here when they come out of turn 2, down the backstretch, side by side for second. Tyler Boughton goes down to the inside, breaks that draft just a little bit, gets back out to the high line. And it looks like Tyler Boughton might be hanging on here. Applegate rides the wall just a little bit, trying to get more speed, but it will not be enough. The Sunny Rose 220 belongs to Tyler Boughton. Grant Applegate and Jonathan Dominics wound up the top 3.
Man, what a race.
Tyler Boughton, Grant Applegate, and Jonathan Dominics. He is going to burn it down. Of the Humanities 101 Foundation 06 into victory lane. Like you can have our 3rd place finisher. There you go, Colin.
Jonathan Dominics.
How's it going?
Congratulations on a P3 finish. Take us through that race. How did things go on your end?
You know, it was going pretty good. Led a couple laps there up front, so that boosted my confidence a little bit. That last caution that came out when I was lining up on the inside and Adam chose the outside, I knew he would get that run, and I knew the car behind him would most likely get that run with him, and I just couldn't make up that time.
Well, it seemed like as a whole, it was a really strong performance. And is there anybody you want to give a shout out to or thank you for getting you here tonight?
Yeah, you know, shout out to Fisher and Tristan Bailey there. We were racing pretty hard through the turns there, and keeping it clean. So shout out to them for some clean racing. My KMG teammates, Jamie Dunning, Chris Evans, and Christopher Howell. Shout out to them.
Well, congratulations on your P3 finish. We're going to see you next week.
Yes, sir.
Looking forward to it.
Thanks, man.
Grant, Mike, and Luz, man, how's it going?
Doing all right.
Definitely looked like that was a little bit of a hard race. Looked like you figured something else out at the end as you were closing in a hurry. Just not quite enough laps there to get that done. But how was it racing out there in that number 57?
Yeah, like the first half of the race, it was just figuring out how to drive around in dirty air and make a pass, because you try to run the bottom, then you have no draft down the straightaways, and then you try to run the top and you just get dirty air. So I noticed people were leaving like an extra lane to the wall. So I was like, well, let me go up there and see if that works. And I was like, oh, it does. So yeah, I just started ripping the wall on entry. And then when they slide up, I'd cut down. So keep my nose clean and all that. So I don't know. The wrecks were obviously frustrating. I mean, leading pit with a second lead, and then yeah, caution immediately puts me behind the 8 ball. But driving back up to second's always nice. So yeah, I don't know. Second's good, but I feel like I should have done better.
Yeah, definitely looked like you had one of the faster rides here tonight. But second isn't too bad. How do you feel that's going to set you up for the rest of the season here?
It's kind of how I've been on iRacing. I'm good at the ovals when you give me something kind of loose. So I don't know. It lets me know that I've got speed to compete here. After last week and just kind of falling off a cliff on the long runs, I didn't really know if I was actually any good. But then we come into this race tonight, and I feel a lot better about my speed. So moving forward, I feel like I can compete. So that's all tonight gave me.
Definitely, man. Well, congrats on your second place finish. Anybody want to thank before we get you out of here tonight?
Just my teammates, Fisher and Evan. Always appreciate having teammates, and it's always fun racing with them. And then appreciate everybody who puts on the show and the broadcasters and all that, because I know it's a lot of work and a lot of effort. So always appreciate you guys.
Definitely, man. Well, congrats on a second place finish, and we'll see what you can do at Vegas.
Thank you.
All right, Colin, I will let you talk to Tyler.
Tyler Bird and Mike and Colin in the booth. Congratulations on the win at Auto Club.
Howdy. You caught me at a bad time. Hold on, give me a minute.
I think that's every time we bring him into the booth. It's always at just not quite the right time.
I was I was standing in the bathroom. So but yeah. We got it done, boys. We got it done. There's a whole situation with Jordan Fisher, and I apologize for that, but I went down low, and with this car, for some reason, when you try and save it, it just like whips back. It whipper jaws back to the right. Well, me being on the apron, and between the apron and the track, it did that. So I didn't mean to get into him like that, but sometimes with this car, it's just unpredictable with what happens with it. This car is kind of annoying, but I took responsibility for it, but we fought our way back up. That's ultimately what happened.
May we even hear from the pro NASCAR drivers that they didn't like this car. But I think you proved that you can certainly wheel it around Auto Club. So does anybody you want to give a shout out to or thank you to getting you to this first place finish?
Yeah, first of all, I just want to say I've always been a big fan of Auto Club. Like, growing up and watching racing, this was always one of my favorite tracks that NASCAR would go to. It's real unfortunate what old Jeff Bezos is doing to it now, but sometimes that's what happens. We lose a lot of tracks that way, and it's really heartbreaking whenever you can lose it. If it's a national track or a local short track, it's always sad when a track goes. But yeah, I just want to thank all the guys at Eons. We brought Evan Marlowe aboard. He's been my buddy for a long time. It's great having him aboard with us. Makes racing a lot more fun, a lot more people to joke with. Michael York, Stan, Tristan Bailey, me and him did quite a bit of practice. Him more than me probably because I worked over on Friday, so we weren't able to do a lot of practice because I had to sleep. Ryan McCall, me and Ryan McCall, we saw each other not too long ago because he's an engineer for GM and I'm a line worker for GM. So we got to hang out at work for a little bit, and all the sponsors, Humanities 101. And I just want to thank Humanities 101 for coming aboard and sponsoring ECR. And they're going to be sponsoring the Chase for us this year. Adam for putting this league on. Everybody that just helps out with all this. Oh, before I forget, I got to thank Black Bear Pizza and Chicken Fried, or I'm gonna butcher this name. Street Chicken Fried. My mom and dad. My dad for getting me into racing, and my mom for closing her eyes sometimes when things got wild.
Congratulations on the win at Auto Club, and look forward to seeing you out on track next week.
Thanks, guys.
Well, that will do it here from Auto Club. We head to the desert of Las Vegas next week. So these guys shorten up the track just a little bit. We'll see what type of show they can put on at Las Vegas. These guys did put on a show. Everybody kind of had their own line and made it work. And we had a pretty close finish there after they after that last caution. Applegate was coming to close in and wound up closer than I thought it would. But even out about in there, Dave and Fuel finishes the race in P4. So heck of a race. Anything you want to say before we get out of here, Colin?
Oh man, I had a fun time. I loved it.
Definitely, man. Well, from all the drivers of Boughton Enterprises LLC, ECR Next Gen Series, and all of us here at Sim Racing, I want to wish you guys a good night. We'll see you next week at Las Vegas.